here at Decorex in 2017 with one of our top brands and one of my favorite people to speak to, which I have such great talks with Ross. This is Ross Hamilton. He's one of the co-founders of Hamilton Conte, and I just want to get his take on what built the collection and what's inspired him and what's coming up for him in the future. So Ross, where do we begin? So you're one of the co-founders, and how did this whole thing come about?
So Fabian and I suppose, met in 2006, 2007, around then. Fabian, who's Conte of Hamilton Conte. He was an interior designer and furniture designer, and I was in the auto industry, and in a corporate job, having a good time. And I loved the car industry because it's an emotional. Vehicles are an emotionally charged product, but homes are even more so. And I bought more home decor magazines than auto magazines. So I transitioned, the idea was we met and started working a bit together. I found myself helping him sell a collection at Maison Objet in 2008. And getting on a furniture stand and selling furniture was kind of like, yeah, this is fun. Working with the design industry is great. And we kind of wanted to set up something. Since he was an interior designer, we set out to make a brand that was about helping people fulfill their projects, pretty much. So making sure we could be a good partner and allow people to make bespoke versions of our commercial range and really make very personal products.
And how do you innovate from the design to the manufacturing? What is your process when you start to look at innovation?
So it's usually linked to the way we work. Some things are linked to a form. Like in upholstery, we start thinking of forms. Our collection is all very curvy, so a lot of it's about how do we want to play on lines. Being an economist, I believe in specialization, and our speciality is more curvy products, which are they're very technical to make, and so we like to play on forms and then see where we go with that. So it can start from a form. A lot of things like the cast metal that we have in the collection, it's about the material. And so the material can open you up to, what can I do with, Fabian found the cast activity and was like, what can we do with this? They were making, crucifixes for churches and religious icons and whatnot. And we said, I bet we can make furniture with you guys. So then it becomes a collaborative process with the artisan. And that's when you really get into discovery, is because, it's a team effort and you see, okay, we really like this material, what can we do with it? And so a lot of design comes out of a specific material. Or somebody else, we learn a lot from our artisans. And so this is, it becomes less, we're sitting doing 3D renderings of what we'd like to do. We're actually in workshops saying, okay, let's start building things and let's see where this goes. And so the process is not necessary. There's not one process to it.
I like that. You start from the material and you see how you can develop the material. I mean, some designers look at research and trends, others look at something else, but you look at the material, and that's how you've been able to make curvy pieces of furniture out of it, because you see the flexibility about it. What big changes in design have you seen, and what changes do you think are going to come in the future?
Well, you see, and if you look at this, we started doing the curves. We presented our first really curvy sofa in 2011, and it really started people started getting more excited about it, I noticed in sales, obviously, around 2014. And so now it is in vogue. It's become more mass market. It's not, so, again, if you are in a creative industry, you have to think, what is the next trend going to be? How can we push? Because at some point, you're known for doing certain things. We can't, of course, be the people that make curved furniture. We need to go beyond that. And so we're working on new trends right now for our new trends that we would like to play with, because a lot of it's experimentation. We still have our stable models that everybody likes and whatnot, but we have to push and say, let's do something new.
Is there any trends that you can share with me now, or are they still kind of a big secret?
We are looking more into geometry. We are going into geometry, but with our little touch that we do. So we're looking into things that are a little bit more geometric yet curvy at the same time, and just seeing how can we do the both. And I'm an economist, so I tend to say, what are products that our clients are looking for? What are their functional needs, and are we providing for that? Because it's not just about, the design trend. It's about, okay, we have designers we've worked with for years that they need to use different products in every project. So do we have a wide enough range in order to help them get what they do? Because we're a trusted supplier, and they're happy to work with us, but I also have to think, how is the breadth of the range sufficient for them to continue to
be creative and be original. I mean, I suppose you can take geometric shapes and put it into fabrics. So you might have something that's curvature. And
well, yeah, no, we're looking at actual more geometry in
functional.
models as well. You know,
Yeah.
it's and I mean fabrics you can do whatever you want. That's kind of open bar. But no, we're looking at different models, and we've got certain new cultural inspirations. We're again a lot of
maybe materials.
well, we're pushing a lot more on metal. Metal has been a key theme for us across the collection. So we're starting to play even more with metals, especially in seating. So there'll be some new products coming out in that in January already.
And so what makes you, I don't know, the most excited about your business?
Whatnot. I'm excited about we're looking specifically at our visual identity right now, just to get more product focused. We've been very linked to interior style, the overall design universe, and we definitely have a very specific universe for Hamilton Conte, and I'm looking at what I want us to do is look more at the individual product so that we can see, because you know it's interesting to look at your product out of your own universe and see how other people are integrating it. So that's pretty fun, is when you see how designers are combining your products. And so of course with social media and whatnot, there's more of a connectivity with how are our clients combining our products in their projects. And so that allows us to call into question and think more about the client needs, which I get excited by, because again, we're nothing without our clients, and we really need to understand what their interest is, you know. So it's the move out of the universe, the total look branded universe, into a more product focused
It's interesting for you.
yeah.
Is there any particular new product that you have today that you're proud of, that you'd like to talk about, or?
Well, I mean, we have a collection of gilt-topped tables, and so that's become. We had a side table. We've got coffee tables, dining tables in that now, and it's a really neat surface because it's a gilt process. It's a gilded print processing with metallic particles and whatnot. It's just really cool. And I think it's just one of those ranges that's quite flexible. We do a lot of hospitality work, so it's something that gives an interesting. It allows us to extend our metallic, it's part of our metal trend and whatnot. Yeah. And I like it. It's a good commercial range, and it's pretty, you know, which is always good.
Gotta love pretty.
Everybody wants it to be pretty, but you need to be functional more than anything.
Yeah.
You know, if furniture, I always say, people are like, oh, it's so pretty. I was like, oh, it's really comfortable. I'm like, well, that's the fundamental.
Great. Well, I think you've answered a huge amount of questions and great insight, and thanks for being part of The Longest Stay.
Thank you.
We love having you as a brand, and thanks for the interview.
Sure.